What happens when a small, gentle lamb faces a hungry wolf all alone? You'll be surprised to see how the weakest one uses cleverness to defeat the strongest. Stay with me, because this story will change the way you see strength and intelligence.
Once upon a time, in a quiet green valley, there lived a flock of sheep. The valley was peaceful, filled with soft grass and colorful wildflowers that danced gently. Whenever the wind passed by, the sun shone warmly from the sky, and the clouds floated lazily, making shadows that moved slowly across the fields. It was the kind of place where animals felt safe and free. Among the flock of sheep, there was a little lamb. She was young, playful, and curious about the world around her. Unlike the older sheep who were careful and serious, the lamb was full of energy. She liked to run around, jump in the fields, and explore everything she saw. The lamb had a tiny bell around her neck, which made a sweet, gentle sound whenever she moved. The shepherd had tied the bell so that he could always know where the lamb was. Every morning, the shepherd would lead the flock to the wide green fields. The sheep would spread out and graze together. They felt safe because the shepherd was nearby, and his dogs watched carefully to protect them from danger. The lamb's mother always told her, "Stay close, my child. The world is beautiful, but it is not always safe." The lamb would nod, but in her heart, she loved to wander. One bright morning, the lamb was grazing happily with the others. The grass was fresh with morning dew, soft and tasty. Birds were singing from the trees, and butterflies flew from flower to flower. The lamb felt so happy that she almost forgot her mother's warning. As she chewed the grass, her eyes wandered to the far side of the field. There, at the edge, the grass looked greener and fresher. It seemed sweeter than the grass around her. "That grass looks so good," she thought. "Just a little taste will not hurt. I will go only a little farther, and then I will come back." Step by step, the lamb walked toward the edge of the field. Her bell rang softly as she moved, but the sound was faint because she was going farther away from the flock. The other sheep were busy eating and did not notice her slipping away. The lamb reached the edge of the field and bent her head to eat. The grass was indeed sweet and soft, just as she had imagined. Meanwhile, not far away, a wolf was hiding behind the trees. The wolf had been watching the flock for many days. He was hungry, and his sharp eyes had noticed the little lamb who liked to wander. Wolves are clever hunters. They do not always attack the flock directly, because the shepherd and his dogs protect the sheep. Instead, they wait for the weak or careless animal that strays away from the others. The wolf had been patient, and now his chance had come. The wolf crouched low, moving silently through the tall grass. His fur blended with the shadows, and his paws made no sound on the ground. His yellow eyes stayed fixed on the lamb, who was busy eating and had no idea of the danger. "Perfect," the wolf thought. "She is alone, far from the flock. No one will save her." The lamb slowly began to feel something strange. The air seemed heavier, and the silence around her grew deeper. The birds that had been singing flew away suddenly. The lamb raised her head and looked around. The field was quiet, almost too quiet. Her heart beat a little faster. She turned her head, and her eyes widened in fear. There, not far behind her, stood the wolf. The wolf's eyes glowed like fire, and his teeth shone white as he grinned. The lamb froze, unable to move. She wanted to run, but her body felt weak. She wanted to cry, but her voice was stuck. The wolf licked his lips, enjoying the lamb's fear. For a moment she felt hopeless. Then she remembered her mother's words. "The gentle and weak may not be strong, but they can be clever." Taking a deep breath, the lamb lifted her head and spoke. "Please, please don't eat me yet." The wolf stopped in his tracks when he heard the lamb's small, shaky voice. He had expected her to cry, scream, or run away, but not to speak to him calmly. This unusual reaction made him curious. He tilted his head, his sharp ears pointed forward, and he listened. "Please, please don't eat me yet," the lamb said again, her voice trembling but steady enough to catch the wolf's attention. The wolf narrowed his glowing yellow eyes. He was hungry, and his sharp teeth were ready for the kill. "Why not?" he growled. His voice was deep and rough, like thunder rolling in the mountains. The lamb swallowed hard, but she remembered her mother's words about being clever. She forced herself to stand a little straighter, though her legs were still shaking. "Because," she said carefully, "my stomach is full of grass. If you eat me now, I will not taste very good." The wolf blinked. He had never heard such reasoning from a lamb before. For a moment, he actually thought about her words. He licked his lips and imagined a meal that was not only filling but delicious. He was greedy, and greed often clouds the mind. "That makes sense," the wolf said finally. "I want the best meal, not a bad one. Very well, I will wait." He sat down a few steps away, his eyes never leaving the lamb. The lamb let out a small sigh of relief. She had bought herself some time, but she knew it would not last long. Minutes passed slowly. The wolf's eyes followed every move the lamb made. Suddenly, another idea came to her. She raised her head again and said, "Oh, mighty wolf, I have another request. If you allow me to dance, the grass in my stomach will digest faster." The wolf's ears twitched. He had never seen a lamb dance before. His hunger made him impatient, but curiosity and greed made him agree. "Dance then," he said with a grin. "Dance, little lamb. Let me see how you move." The lamb began to move, lifting her small legs and turning in circles. Her little bell jingled with each step. She pretended to be cheerful, but inside, her heart was racing. The wolf watched closely, laughing in a low growl. Stopping for a moment, she said, "Dear wolf, could you do me a favor? This bell is small. If you take it off and ring it loudly, the sound will help me dance better." The wolf, greedy and proud, agreed. He shook the bell loudly. Its echo carried across the valley. The shepherd heard the wild ringing. With his dogs, he ran toward the sound. The wolf realized too late he had been tricked. He dropped the bell and fled, chased by the dogs. The shepherd picked up the trembling lamb and whispered, "You are safe now." The lamb had learned, even the weak can outsmart the strong.
If you enjoyed this clever little lamb outsmarting the wolf, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and comment below what you would do if you were the lamb. Also, make sure to subscribe for more fun and smart stories every day.